Aloha! Welcome to TMDR, the Maui Daily Report for Friday, February 21st, 2025. I'm Patty Lee, and these are some of the stories that may interest you today. Yesterday evening at about 6:20 p.m., police officers, firefighters, and a battalion chief arrived to assist at Whaler's condo, along with 4 EMS transport vehicles. Maui Medivac also was called into Kaʻanapali Parkway condo complex after multiple reports of a large explosion. 7 individuals ranging in age from 18 to 74 sustained injuries. 3 in critical condition. 1 person was medevaced to Maui Memorial Medical Center. MPD officers provided life-saving measures and first aid with assistance from bystanders who had medical and first responder backgrounds. Preliminary investigations suggest that the explosion likely involved liquefied petroleum gas from the common area barbecues. The public is asked to continue to avoid the area while the investigation is ongoing. Christian Rossetti, who was convicted in September of 5 assault and abuse charges related to an 11-month-old boy, was sentenced to 45 years yesterday. The judge remarked that Rossetti lacked accountability, still blaming it all on the mother, who was his girlfriend at the time of the incident. She was originally charged but later turned witness against Rossetti in the case via a plea deal and is serving 4 years of probation. Rossetti's lawyer and Ohana maintain that crucial information was suppressed and that he will not have to serve the full 45 years. The Hawaii Innocence Project says that a 51-year-old Maui man is serving time for a murder he did not commit. Gordon Cordero was 20 years old when he was arrested for shooting Timmy Blaisdell in Kula in 1994. Interestingly, the man who pointed the finger at Cordero was the original suspect. Cordero was then sentenced to life in prison without parole after allegedly attempting to have that witness killed. But all DNA testing of available evidence has now excluded Cordero from the shooting scene and is from an unknown contributor. All appeals were exhausted when the Hawaii Innocence Project picked up the case on the family's request. Judge Kirsten Hammond is reviewing all the evidence that was presented yesterday. Puʻuhonua O Nene, which was originally constructed in Kahului to help house the displaced after the Lahaina wildfires, as well as the already unsheltered, is deteriorating and will be replaced with tiny homes. The tiny homes are expected to become a kauhale village, but the permanent location is up in the air. The original idea was just to build it at the current location, but the current site owned by the DOT has not been able to get permanent sewer or water service. Unless or until those services can be achieved, the Foundation Project Vision is considering other site options. Drastic staff cuts at the Department of Housing and Urban Development could grind Maui's wildfire recovery efforts to a complete halt. The $1.6 billion recovery funding was announced in January and is called central to the housing recovery efforts in Lahaina. HUD is in charge of managing the money based on the receipts of completed work, but Trump is now targeting that federal office to be scaled back by 84%. Even at current staff levels, the recovery is expected to take years, and they are still managing the disbursements from the Puna lava eruption and Kauai floods of 2018. Some of the regulatory blocks that have choked Lahaina's recovery may be clearing up on the state level. The pending new legislation would allow buildings anywhere in Hawaii that are destroyed in certain types of disasters to be rebuilt if the replacement structure has the same footprint and overall dimensions. A specific example is Senate Bill 830, which further defines the term development in coastal management areas and got unanimous support on Wednesday, as well as Senate Bill 1296, which exempts some structures from requiring an SMA permit. This one sponsored by Angus McKelvey. Democratic West Maui Rep. Ellie Cochran has the second highest rate of full-day absences so far this year at 80%. second only to Republican Rep. Jean Ward, who has been absent every day through the 20th day of the year's lawmaking session. Cochran said Thursday she's been coping with an illness in her family. Other House members typically have 1 to 3 full-day absences. The second annual Aloha Charity Fishing Tournament, Reeling for Relief on Oʻahu, was held on January 18th and successfully raised $30,000 to support Maui relief efforts to help wildfire recovery. Local businesses helped to provide the charter boats and food for the participants. Through these partnerships, they ensured the tournament's impact extended beyond simple fundraising to directly support our local economy. A gallery of esteemed Maui talent, including John Cruz, Amy Hanaiali'i, Eric Gilliam, Steve Grimes, and Cheryl Renee, have teamed up to support Kihei's popular entertainment venue, the ProArts Playhouse, with a curtain-up fundraiser on March 1st. Amid such a scary time for programs that rely on grants, arts advocate Barry Kawakami has started the Maui Performing Arts Fund in an effort to keep performing art programs alive for the island's keiki by acting as a central fund for scholarships, sponsorships, and performing arts education initiatives, ensuring their existence. The fund has helped bring in live musicians and rehearsal pianists for the King Kekalike's orchestra, and Baldwin High School's Performing Arts Department is now able to keep certain programs alive. And in more good news, a previously unknown species of bee has been identified in a conservation area on the southern slopes of Molokai. The discovery was made last year by DLNR entomologist Dr. Carl Magnaka during a survey. The newly identified bee species, named Paumako, which means morning in Hawaiian, was distinguished by its all-black face, a unique characteristic not seen in any other known male bee species on Molokai. Also from Molokai, Rick Shonley and our very own Daniel M. Hoff provide us with the latest buzz on sports. And then our weekly Aloha Friday Photo Finish.
Aloha sports fans, wherever you may be. My name is Rick Shonley. We are at the studios of Akaku in downtown Kaʻanapali, Molokai, and this is the Molokai Sports Report, brought to you by Friendly Market Center, where they serve Aloha daily. It's time for the State Wrestling Championships over on Oʻahu at the Neil Blaisdell Center. Friday and Saturday this weekend, the Molokai Farmer Wrestling Train is headed to the big city for the state championships. We have 13 wrestlers headed to the championships under head coach Randy Manley and his staff and his wrestlers. Here is a recap from head coach Randy Manley at the MIL Championships last weekend at King Kekalike High School. Overall, we had a good championship. Between the two teams, we had 5 MIL champions. Among the 5 were 2 freshman girls, Hilai Kapuni and Vailea Ward. Vailea's finals match was especially exciting because she was behind and she came back and won with a pin. Jonah Dudawad dominated his weight class, and Elisha Horner pulled out a win for 3rd place in the final seconds of his qualifying match. Overall, our girls and boys did well, giving the crowd some of the most exciting matches of the tournament. We are getting ready for the state finals Friday and Saturday at the Blaisdell Center. The 2025 Texaco Wrestling State Championships are Friday and Saturday, February 21st and 22nd at the Neil Blaisdell Arena. Congratulations again to head coach Randy Manley and his staff, and we thank again Jason Hayase for the awesome action pictures of the MIL Championships. So, first place MIL champions, Jonah Dudawa at 120 pounds, Buzzy Augustero at 144 pounds, Hilai Kapuni at 105 pounds, Vilea Ward at 110 pounds, and Messina Borden Phillips at 190 pounds. Congratulations to our MIL champions. Second place goes to states also. Ren Regindin at 126 pounds. Kindy Sproat at 135 pounds. Stephanie Gandeza at 170 pounds. Third place also goes to states. Elisha Horner at 175 pounds. Anjali Manaba at 100 pounds. Kiara Hanaoka at 120 pounds. Sky Kaava Caparita at 125 pounds. And Tiale Tankayo at 115 pounds. 13 wrestlers off to the state championships this weekend. Good luck, Molokai Wrestling. We had a big basketball game at the barn last weekend. It was an HHSAA state play-in game. And Les Jardins Bulldogs from the ILH Division II traveled to Molokai for the big game at the barn. And ladies and gentlemen, it was another barn burner at the barn. Final score, Les Jardins 63, Molokai 61. What an exciting game Saturday afternoon at the barn last weekend. Braylon Colon led the Farmers in scoring with 20 points and 5 three-pointers. Kaizen Torres Umi Napoleon chipped in with 15 points. And Tyshawn Harper had 10 points. What a great season for head coach Calais Parker and her staff and her players. Way to go, boys basketball for Molokai High School. Winter sports comes to an end with the wrestling this weekend. And then, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for spring sports. And guess what? This weekend, boys volleyball under head coach Holly Domingo is headed over to Maui for a preseason tournament. This is the second annual King Kekaulike preseason boys volleyball tournament, Friday and Saturday, February 21st and 22nd. Competing is Molokai, King Kekaulike, Seabury Hall, Lahaina Luna, Kamehameha Maui, and Baldwin High School. So great experience for our boys volleyball team. They will be a force to reckon with in the MIL Division II. And congratulations, Holly Domingo, head coach, and his staff and his players as they start off spring sports for Molokai Athletics. My name is Rick Shonley. We are at the studios of Akaku in downtown Kaʻanapali, Molokai. And this Molokai Sports Report is brought to you by Friendly Market Center, where they serve Aloha daily. Have a great day. Aloha no. Kako.
And that's it for today's Maui Daily Report. Mahalo for joining us, and please keep watching Akaku channels 53, 54, and 55. You can watch Akaku at akaku.org or on your phone 24/7 with our app, Maui Stream. This is how we stay connected. I'm Patty Lee. Have a wonderful weekend. Aloha.